video of me putting paper on. There's probably things you could buy better than this piece of cardboard for paper tuning. You're supposed to laugh. You're supposed to be the audience. Is this your release? Yeah, you can talk. Back on day number 2. We have the bow. I did some stuff this morning. If you look right there, wonder right where my finger's at. Yeah, you got it. Got the timing right. So there's the mark dead on center with our cable. Measured axle to axle, and it is exactly 33 inches. And if we look down the top of there, just line right up with the string, you can see there's very little cam tilt on the bow right now. So we should be good. That's about all I've done since we met last night. It got pretty dark, so I didn't do too much more. So today we're gonna paper tune it up and do all the tuning. Get that thing up there. We're gonna go back to about probably like 6 feet, and we'll paper tune the bow, go through how to correct any tears. I know this bow has some major problems with tuning right now. I've already shot it a little bit and made a couple adjustments just to get it closer, but we'll go through the rest of it right now. So we got gold tip velocity 300s today that we're gonna be tuning with. So you originally were shooting 100 340s, and we switched it up because he's shooting 125 grain tip, so we need something a little bit stiffer. So that's why I switched to 300s. And I'll just do the paper tuning, and then I'll let Pat take over and tune the rest of his bow up if he's a good shot, and if not, I'll take over.
Yeah.
One thing you want to make sure of, in fact, we might need to make sure right now. In fact, here's a great example of what not to do. See how the arrow it was going to contact the bell before it actually went through the paper. You'd probably get some really wonky paper tears if we did that. So we actually need to move this thing back a little bit. Slam it back in the ground. Alright, now we got plenty of clearance. Like we probably shoot 2 arrows through this thing and still make it into the paper here. You know, make sure you don't have any face pressure, like twisting your string by putting your nose on it or something like that. In fact, I'm just not even going to do any face pressure. Shoot, that went a lot better than I thought it would. So, it's really hard to tell, but it's a very slight tear going up. In fact, the other arrows, we'll shoot another one through there because that was actually really close. I didn't think I had it tuned that well. In fact, we should make some tuning issues so we can go over them. Alright, we're gonna make some tuning issues. Just for examples. I'm gonna take pictures of where everything's at. And start it up again.
Action.
Action. So we'll move the rest around. Hopefully we cause some tuning issues so we can go over how to clean them up. Okay. There's a little bit there. So on that one you can see we went up and to the left just a little bit. So actually, technical terms, that'd be a low right tear if you're looking at the veins. You can see the veins going up and down. In fact, I can just push my finger through there. So to fix that, you always fix your height and elevation first. So we're gonna go ahead, and since our arrow is actually, if you take a look over here, it's just barely ever so slightly ramping out of the bow. So we need to move our rest down, or we can move our D loop up. And I'm gonna go ahead and move our rest down to where it was. So we're gonna try and get the arrow to go through our little laser line provided by PSE. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm trying to remember where it was last time. We'll just put it right there. All right, so let's shoot it again. Even though it was ripping just a little bit to the side, we don't care right now. Just trying to correct that up into the left tear. Or down to the right, I should say. All right. So we can look at this one. We can see we reduced quite a bit of the up, just a little bit up, and now we're mainly off to the left with the tip coming in, the right with the knot coming through. So I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit more, move the rest down just a little bit. Put like 4.25, and that should be good. And we'll move our rest, since the point is coming off on this side, we're gonna move our rest to that side as well. So right now it's like on 2, so we'll put like a 1.75 on the arrow rest. And we'll go ahead and give it another whirl and see what's going on. All right, so look at that. I'd say we pretty much got a perfect bolt hole out of that thing. And we will flip rolls here. All right, so now Pat has the bow, and we're gonna go ahead and hopefully that thing isn't in the way. Set his Peep Sight. It should be close. I just measured the other one. So what he's gonna do is draw back the bow with his eyes closed, and then open him up when he gets seated and see if everything lines up good. Like I said, it's already measured, so it should be pretty close. How is it?
Pretty good.
Crap. Are you videotaping? That was
Action.
All right, so the Peep Sight was pretty good on the height, but as you can tell, it's not lining up at all with the way we want it to go. So I think we're gonna take out like half a twist on the bottom cable, the string, so the bottom post, and hopefully it'll twist it around enough to where we can get it lined up, so we're not fighting it for like the next 30 years. Hopefully this can get a different bowstring within 30 years, but you never know. All right, the bow is pressed somehow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off this bottom string. And if we give it a half a twist, untwist it, and you zoom up here, you notice the string is Peep is gonna rotate around just a little bit. And then we can put it on essentially backwards. Get her back through here and lock her in. Maybe has to bend away, didn't want to. All right, so now that Peep is a lot straighter, and while we have it pressed, probably gonna rip this puppy out and then flip it around in reverse and trying to get the line up, because right now it's gonna be like completely backwards. All right, so we have kind of fast forward a little bit. We'll rotate the bottom string about a half turn, put it back on, and Peep Sight is pretty much lined up now. So we're just gonna make sure the height's still good, and we'll move on. Probably make sure it's still paper tuned good. It should be pretty dang close. If it's not, we'll move on to bigger and better things as far as tuning goes.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We need excellent. All right, so we'll go ahead and cut, and we'll put get that thing out of the way. Put the paper tuner back up, or the piece of cardboard, and we'll go from there. All right, so the new paper's up. Pat's gonna take a couple shots through, make sure that he shoots roughly the same as me. And come in here, and looks like it's pretty good. It might be down. Nope, I'm not even on it. Might be down just a tidbit, not very much. Action. Okay, so I went in and shot it. That wasn't on video, but I got a slight downward tear, just like Pat did. So that probably half turn we did to get this Peep Sight lined up probably screwed up the tuning a little bit. So the arrow is actually coming down and kind of ramping down out of the bow. So what we need to do is lower our D loop. That's if we want to keep our rest at the same spot. So you can either lower your D loop down or raise your rest up to get it where you want to go. Since our rest, well, we could raise up the rest just a little bit actually. It's only at 4.5. I'll do it like at 4.75. I'll go ahead and run an arrow through it. Now it's about the same, if not worse. Yeah, we'll put it right at 5 then. That looks a little better. Still it's a slight downward trend. Lower our D loop just a little bit. And you can just spin it down. So the serving's wrapped obviously spiral, so if you go down the spirals like a corkscrew, you can move it down without having to pull off your D loop. So let's see what that is. Alright, that's perfect right there. Pretty much perfect bullet hole. So now we'll move on and I'll let you shoot. We'll do some walk back tuning, make sure that our side to side is perfect. So we are back. We found some string. Might have stole some pink string from my mom in our sewing cabinet. That seems to be working out pretty good. From the bell, got knife hanging from below for a weight. So essentially you're just trying to get this thing straight up and down. So what you'll do is up close, you shoot at the string, and move the sight to where you hit the string, and then as we move back, hopefully the arrows will continue to hit the string. And if they start going off to the side one way or the other way, then we need to make some rest adjustments in order to get the string or get everything in line. So I'll go ahead and get started. Pat will go ahead and shoot. And hopefully they can hear me from behind. So we're here like that. You might even go closer than that if you want to. Yeah, we're like at 5 yards right now. And he's gonna shoot at the string. Alright, so you can see we went a little bit off to the one side. So I'll go ahead and make a sight adjustment over. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna chase the arrow. So we'll move the sight this way. And I'll go ahead and line everything up and hopefully we'll split the string next time. That's pretty close. Alright, so it is set at the close distance, just drilled the string. Now move back. You can get pretty drastic with this. You can move back to like 50 yards or even 100 yards if you want to, but we'll probably just go to like 40 or something like that. So I'll let you pull that out. Walk all the way back to 40 yards. Just a gigantic hole right through the middle of the string. Alright, now we're gonna do the same thing. And this time there is gonna drop a little bit. Alright, so we did our 40-yard shoot after came back up front, did some adjustments on the front side because everything wasn't set perfectly. But now it's pretty well tracking at 40 pretty well. A couple of little ones that are going off to the side, that's probably just Pat shooting that.
Yeah.
So if everything is lined up front, but then your arrows as you walk back, you can do this at multiple distance. Say you shot this one at say 30, then you went back to 40, and that one tracked off a little bit more, and then 50, you really started to track off. If you had something like that, then you move your rest to the right, and if you had reverse on this side, you move your rest to the left in order to correct that. So with that, I think we're ready to go ahead and sight in some pins, and we're gonna do that a little bit differently. We know that the bow left and right, or the sight, is perfectly fine going left and right. So no, you don't have to worry about that measurement at all, because everything's coming straight in. So we can take and reverse this string and lay it flat, and you can just aim at the horizontal line, and we can make adjustments up and down. When we get done, essentially the bow should be sighted in. So we'll get to it. All right, so the string is reversed. We'll go to 20.
A little high.
A little high.
And I'll shoot again to check myself. Yep, right next to the one.
All right, so it's a little bit high. We should need to chase the arrows. So we'll move the pin or move the whole sight depending on where we're at. Maybe we'll just move the whole sight. Move the whole sight up just a little bit, and we'll move on from there. That's closer.
Yep.
Just above it.
Yep.
Ooh, that one smoked it. Alright, so we pretty much got 20 sight in. We'll just do 30, or yeah, 30, 40, no, yeah, 30, 40, 50. Were we shooting? Yeah, we were shooting at 50 when we were doing that earlier.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were shooting at 50, not 40. So we're doing the walk back. So we're gonna cancel out the video for a little bit and quick do 30, 40, and 50. And I don't know, do you have a 60-yard pin?
Yep.
And 60. Pretty much got the bow all good to go. All the pins are still mainly the same, just from the previous string. Just double check. We did set a nice tape measure out to 60 yards. Make sure we were on. And then the tail end, I did shoot some broadheads just to see if everything was shooting good. So if your broadheads, fixed blade broadheads, are shooting good, that means that everything else should be shooting fantastic, especially if you're shooting a mechanical broadhead. So we can come in here. This is at 40 yards, shooting at the center of the line. Bottom arrow is our field point. That top arrow, which is about like 3 inches, 2.5 inches above, is our Muzzy, not MX3, just a regular old 3-blade. So we're gonna call that a wrap for this video, or wrap with this video. The bow's tuned, so I'll just go through everything that we did. First thing we did was obviously time the string and everything, make sure the axle is good, adjust the idler cam, or idler wheel I should say, to where it's pretty much perpendicular to the string or parallel with the string. Then we did some paper tuning, we got those issues sorted out, readjusted the Peep Sight, make sure that's going to stay straight, and then we rolled right into re-paper tuning, making sure everything is good to go, making some very slight adjustments, and then walk back tuning, and then obviously sighting in our pins. So I didn't mention the first one we did was our 20. We moved the whole sight housing. And then when you move out, you don't move the whole sight housing, you move each pin individually. So essentially you set the 20-yard pin in the sight housing wherever you want it, probably like, I don't know, towards the top of the sight housing, not at the clear top, and go from there. So, and just work your way down. So everything is pretty much matching up right with that dude right there. So Pat's gonna go ahead and shoot a little bit, make sure everything's good to go, and we'll probably come back and do the exact same tuning that we did just before deer season, make sure everything is still good. So that's a wrap for this video.